Hi everybody, a reminder to raise your hand if you'd like to ask a question. I will have questions for Novak, please. Yep, Matt.
Hey Novak, well done. Thanks for coming quickly, we appreciate it. You're gonna have a good night. Jannik was in here the other day and he was saying that he has taken more from you than any other player in terms of how he plays and his game. I was curious, like when you watch him play, do you see a version of yourself in him, or do you see hints of your game, and what would those be?
I do. I think it's obvious in terms of, I guess, the style of play that we both have, that we have quite a bit of similarities. You know, we try to take the ball early, be aggressive, dominate the exchange from the baseline. And I remember him as a really young kid. I think he was 13, 14 years old when I met him first and hit some balls with him. And already at that point, you know, he was skinny and tall, kind of like myself. I mean, he's taller than me, but I was always quite skinny when I was younger. But he was just ripping the ball, you know, and you could see that he's got the really good timing and good speed on his strokes. He uses head speed racket that I use as well. So there's quite a few similarities, but obviously he's unique in his own way. And the work that he has done with his team over the last couple of years is tremendous in terms of his improvement, really, serve, movement, accuracy. I mean, as much as speed, everybody talks about the speed of his shots, but I mean, the timing is incredible, but I think it's just he decreased the number of unforced errors that he had maybe in the first few years of his career. And now he's just super accurate and constantly puts pressure on the opponent, you know, because he plays so fast. So, yeah, I'm glad that I was able to, in a sense, influence him in a positive way. Hopefully, you know, as someone that he was looking up to in terms of the game. And you know, he was working for quite a few years with Riccardo Piatti, that used to be also my coach, and that I have a great relation, who I have a great relationship with, and so that's how I met Jannik. And so Riccardo would then, you know, ask me to give advice and some guidance to Jannik, and so we would talk quite a bit, and I would always, you know, be happy to share. So you know, it's amazing to see his journey, you know, and to see how good he has become and dominant force in men's tennis.
Howard.
How would you describe the level of pride or satisfaction, or maybe there's a different word you'd use, when you pull off a point in a shot like that, diving back in, tumbling the winner there?
Oh, it was kind of like an ecstasy, to be honest. In that moment, I was yeah, super happy, and it came at a really important moment as well. I think 4-3 deuce, long point. We both were running around each other around the whole court, and then just that diving backhand volley down the line, passing shot, and it's just can't wait to see the highlight. I was pumped for that one. Obviously, I'm not diving as much on the courts, even though obviously the only surface where you would dive is grass. But I'm not used to it as much. So these kind of unique, rare moments are really something something you cherish. And of course, if you win a point like this in an important moment, is even better.
Ben.
I wanted to ask about players had a good year this year is Olga and your decision, also just your thoughts on her progress. I know you've known her for a long time, and then also your decision to play mixed with her in New York, and how you decided to play that event at all, and then also to play with Olga.
Yeah, Olga is also someone that I've known since she was very, very young. Her father is a basketball legend in our country, and since the very young age, we knew that she has a lot of talent and potential. I think she won her first WTA tournament when she was only 18 years old of age. And then she struggled for a few years, some injuries, confidence issues. And so she was training at my center. And I was she's one of the probably players that I helped the most, throughout my career. Her and the other young men's tennis player from Serbia, Medjedovic. So those two were the biggest prospects, and I was trying to support them in any way I can. And it's great to see both of them doing very well and maturing. Olga is now 30 something in the world, which is the highest ranking. And we played mixed doubles in the United Cup last year. It was fun, a lot of fun. So when I heard about the new change of the mixed doubles event at the US Open, she was the first one I thought of. I want to play with Serbian player, and she's obviously the top right now. So we were both excited. So it's going to be fun. I know that there's quite divided opinions on whether this should have taken place, this change or not. I understand the arguments on both sides, to be honest. But I guess in terms of the fun and entertainment and attracting the top players and singles, both men and women, that's what they got with this change. So, but I do understand the arguments on the other side saying, 2 days, short format, you shouldn't be named a Grand Slam champion, but it is what it is, and US Open or USTA makes these decisions, and I'm excited to do that, to play that in mixed doubles event. It's a very short couple-day event, but I think it should be very, very entertaining.
Ian?
Novak, Alex de Minaur has waited a year for this clash. Can you reflect a little bit about what happened this time last year when you were going to play him and he had to pull out? And how dangerous does this make him, do you think, as an opponent? He's very hungry.
Yeah, I mean, Alex has also improved his game tremendously, I think, in the last couple of years. He's playing the tennis of his life. He's definitely knocking on the door of the finals, final stages of Grand Slam. I mean, he's gotten to the quarters several times, and last year he had to pull out, unfortunately, because of his injury. But this year, again, he's there. He hasn't dropped a set. He's playing well. You're not super excited to play Alex de Minaur on grass, that's for sure, because he's so quick and he's a complete player all round, and he has gained the pace on his serve as well. He hits his spots very well. So just a very tough challenge expecting me. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great test to see where my game is at against a top player like Alex.
A last English question, Mark.
Novak, can I get you to touch on the way he's improved, but can I also get you to just look back at the matchups you've had with him over the journey? Because you had that really dominant one 2 years ago at the Australian Open, and he obviously managed to beat you at the United Cup, and then the other one in Monte Carlo.
Yeah, look, obviously he's a different player nowadays than what he was 2 years ago. Not that he was not good 2 years ago, but I think just today the last 12 months he's been very strong and consistent, and fit as well, very fit. I think physically he's gotten stronger. Speed was never an issue. We know that, but just the overall great competitor. As I said, arguably playing his best tennis on grass, because ball bounces low, he stays low, he plays quite flat, and loves to play fast, loves to absorb the pace. Just great player, and I think it's going to be a good match.
Great, we'll move on to Serbia.